Despite it being spicy, I do expect Shakti to move on there in the upper bracket, but we'll get to the upper portion of the bracket when we get there. As spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of 2000 Atmospheres ALE, we have our Peruvian Zerg player representing the CranKy Ducklings himself. He is the Street Fighter El Condor, Ryu. And spawning in the top right-hand corner of 2000 Atmospheres ALE, we have the Peruvian Protoss, not Zerg, he is blue, representing Root Gaming. It is INFANSON. Oh. Okay, so again, very impressive results for INFANSON to take out the Zerg Lord. It's kind of INFANSON punching up a little bit. The Zerg Lord is a much more accomplished player, so for INFANSON to take him down is very impressive. But now he's up against Ryu, a player who, unlike the Zerg Lord, I mentioned it before, is known for his scouting. So going for a cheeky build like that isn't going to be enough. It isn't going to be enough for a build to go unscouted. It has to be about the execution as well. More than that, I should say. So we'll see where we go from here, because 2000 Atmospheres isn't a bad map for Skytoss. What's worrisome though is that Ryu, he's actually pretty good against Skytoss. He is, I would say, the best Duckling against Skytoss. Even though Oreo is a great player in his own right, he often tries to end the game with Queen Walks. Same can be said for Eric. Oreo and Eric, they're both great players, but when it comes to going up against Void Rays and Carriers and late game ZvP, Ryu is the player who excels the most at that. So that is where I have to, you know, approach INFANSON and be like, mate, you don't want to go there. I've casted them before. A couple of weeks ago, Ryu versus INFANSON, and every single time it went to the late game, Ryu would win. That is not where you want to fight him. You want to fight him in the mud, you know, you want to get dirty with him. You want to, in the mid game, you want to go in with charge loss, you want to go in with these strong 2-base, 3-base pushes, and try to end it there instead. I've seen it before. Like, Ryu honestly doesn't have the best Glaive Adept defense. As hard as it is for me to say, like, Glaive Adepts, Ryu can sometimes struggle against stuff like that. Like, I've seen Parker Mike and Shakti dismantle Ryu with Twilight Council openings. Feels bad, man. Feels bad. But we'll see. We'll see how this goes, as it is not a Twilight Council, it is a Stargate. Ryu dips in with his Overlord, he confirms the opening, and with this he should be able to prepare, get spores on the way, and again, this is what Ryu is great at. This is also his follow-up scout. Second Overlord is moving out across the map, and typically he hides here in the center of the map, waits for Overlord speed to kick in or the lair to kick in, and then dips in with an Overseer. So again, he's just setting himself up to scout at around the 5+ minute mark to confirm what comes out after this first Void Ray. As there it is, Pneumatized Carapace is on the way. This is something that a lot of top tier Zerg players actually avoid, because, you know, if you're good enough and if you have enough like Ling and Overlord control, you could argue that you can scout without this, and you can save 100 minerals and 100 gas, but Ryu doesn't like to take those chances, and because of that, like, he's a lot more secure in what he does. It's an investment that often pays off for him. Meanwhile, here we go, the first Overlord the first Void Ray gets across the map, another Overlord will get picked up, so again, some nice pickups here for INFANSON, and here we go. This is what I was looking for. We have a Twilight Council, we have Glaives, we have additional gateways. This is what he needs to do to catch Ryu off guard, but Overlord speed just finished, and the Overlord is pushing in. Ooh, nice intercept with this Void Ray though. Can he deny the scout? Up, up, up! And he will, beautifully done here by INFANSON. He was ready, he was waiting for the Overlord, and he did catch it. So now, Ryu's in the dark. This is a scary place to be. Ryu, he's getting a 4th base. He's making drones. He's getting an Evo chamber and more of these gases. He dips in with a Ling, but he still doesn't see much. Oh boy. This is scary. The Lings, I mean, he's gonna check the 3rd base, confirm that it's up and running, confirm more adepts here, but he still doesn't know. And oh my god, we have a mass amount of adepts moving out across the map. Is this gonna get scouted? It does! Is it too late? Ryu knows. He knows exactly what's coming his way. He's repositioning the queens. Roaches are in production as well. How many do we have at the moment? We have 0, but 10 are on the way. Oh god, is it gonna be enough? The queens, they have to stand strong. The glaive adepts do shade in, but the roaches are popping out of their eggs. They're popping out just in time. One of the queens falls, but the void rays are being focused down. Both void rays go down. Aye. Now it's all about these adepts. They do shade into the natural base. We had a wall, but the wall is not a wall. Oh god, and the roaches are having a hard time keeping up. Drones are starting to fall. Oh god, 5, 6, 7. Maybe we'll see if they commit to the shade. As 8 drones fall and counting. Eventually, these adepts will get cleaned up, but at least they dealt some damage. At least they somewhat paid for themselves. Oh boy. This is actually getting a little bit out of hand. 11 drones. But Ryu, he's cleaned it all up. He's stabilizing. He has a 4th base. He's making drones. And he has roach speed on the way. It's again, a little bit of awkward SimCity here. It will be opened up. And now I have to look at INFANSON. Where does he plan to go from here? That was a decently dedicated glaive adept push. He's working on more void rays. What's important, if you recall, he lost 2 of his void rays earlier, so now he only has 3 remaining, and honestly, that's not a lot. Hydrogen is on the way. It's a little bit exposed. If this hydrogen gets picked off, yo, that's gonna be huge. The queens dip in. They don't have enough energy for transfuse. They're gonna go down. Oh my god. Oh my god. And in the end, the target fire gets another void ray. INFANSON, you can't afford these losses, mate. He gets the queens, but at the cost of a void ray, and he doesn't get the hydrogen. At least he scouts. At least he scouts what's coming his way. But what do you need against Hydras? You need charge lots. You need Archons. Charge only just now starts. Ryu, despite losing a lot of drones earlier, like, you know, he's recovered. He's got 71 workers. He's working on the infestation pit for Hive. Going Hydra, Lurker, Viper. I don't know if he needs to even wait for Lurkers, to be honest. Like, at this stage of the game, a strong Hydra Roach push could do wonders. He's even going for a Nidus. I love it. Meanwhile, INFANSON needs to get something done with these void rays. Earlier, he pushed out and he overextended. I don't think there's another way to put it. Now he's hitting the 4th base, but it's a little bit too late at this point. Oh, Spore repositions. Oh, but the Hydras are coming out. Roaches go for a counterattack. This base is exposed. No recall available. The void rays are on the way. The base should survive, but I mean, at least these cannons and shield barriers are being taken out. The Nidus, the reinforcing Hydras. Oh my god, again, Ryu is not going to give a chance to give room, to give time to INFANSON and wait for things like Lurkers to come out or Vipers to come out. Nah, mate, here we go. Here come the queens, here come the Hydras. And this could be the killing blow. What is left here? We do have a couple of these void rays. Ooh, overcharged shield battery is not going to be good enough. The base is gonna fall, and honestly, there's not a lot here at the 3rd. 2 shield batteries and 2 cannons. That's not enough. Oh my god, we even have a Nidus on the way in the main base. The void rays are being distracted. In come the Hydras. Where are the queens? I was like, mate, buddy, I feel like we're missing a crucial part of the army here. Here we go, the queens move forward, another void ray goes down. And the Niduses, they just don't stop. And this time, like, Ryu has kind of crippled the economy of INFANSON, and now he's going into those lurkers, working on +2. Hive is already done. We're gonna have lurker upgrades and Vipers as well. Speaking of, there we go, Adaptive Talons, and our first Viper is in production. Nidus is being thrown down left and right at the freshest bases of INFANSON to just keep INFANSON contained on 3 bases. And where are the charge lots? Charge is done, but we need charge lots, we need splash damage, we need Archons, we need Storm. Oh god, INFANSON just doesn't have any of it. We do have Glaive Adepts though. Uh-oh. Oh, the drones! No! They went back to mining! Mate, these are the moves that INFANSON needs to do. 13 drones go down. Not bad. The Ryu is still far ahead in the worker count, but oh my god! 22, 23! We could even see a recall if we need to, but... yeah, this pulls back the entire army. The problem is the Nidus. Like, it's cool. It's like, yo, INFANSON, he bought himself some breathing room. Not really. Because of this Nidus. Creep is being spread from both angles. This base hasn't been spotted yet, but as soon as it is, like, Ryu is going to be hitting it. And again, just keeping INFANSON on 3 bases. Storm is on the way. He was listening to the stream. But this Storm is so late. Look at how many Hydras there are. Oh boy, here we go. Again, we have plenty of High Templar. They're slowly gathering that energy. They're waiting for Storm to finish. If Storm finishes, then INFANSON, he can hold. That's a big if though, and there we go. We see a couple of yoinks. We see Microbial Shroud as well. Without Storm, Microbial Shroud is actually pretty good. And here we go, the Hydras, they just start a step forward. Storm, it's done, where are they? We do see the Storms blanketing the entire army. Is it too late? It looks like it's just in time. It did cost INFANSON the life of all of his High Templar, but he holds. Oh, he doesn't just hold, he pushes his army back. And those Adepts from earlier, like INFANSON, he's catching up in the worker count. Like 23 dead drones was impactful. And Ryu lost a lot in that push. Yo, INFANSON, he's still in this. That carrier count is getting pretty high. How many carriers do we have? We have 5 carriers. That's basically critical mass. Ideally, you don't want to be going over 6. So we have our Skytoss, we have our air, we have our AoE as well. Ryu is now in a rough place. He needs more bases, he needs more drones, he needs a Spire. Spire did just finish up, but no upgrades. 0-0 at the moment for his Corruptors. Instead, at the moment, he's stuck with Hydra Lurker Viper. To be fair, there is a place for Hydra Lurker Viper in this matchup, especially with Nidus. But you need to be active. You need to be out there with your Niduses and dance around the army and slowly work on your Corruptor upgrades. Alright, here we go. How's Ryu going to pull this off? Again, he's just gathering that energy. Doesn't have a Spore Forest yet as well. He has a couple of Spores here at his fresh base. Again, not ideal. Still working on more upgrades. Do we have High Templar? We do. Plenty of Storm. INFANSON, he's fighting back. He's getting another base. Some detection would be nice. This creep has been here for far too long. God, speaking of creep, the entire map is being engulfed in creep. And there's Hydras. They're about to dip in, and yeah, this base is not getting up. Do you see a force cancel? +3 attack is on the way. And there we go. Our first Corruptor upgrade. Have a bit of a Zealot run by. Despite all these spores, where are the spines? They're not here. And pulls a lot of these Vipers back home. Vipers? No, Hydras, sorry. And Vipers, to be fair. And despite INFANSON being down in army, like, he's still This is still a formidable force. Like, he just right clicks, takes out a hatchery. Oh no, he's gonna be cut off. The creep from earlier. Oh no. We have a couple of yoinks, and it looks like two carriers go down. It took 4 yoinks though. In come the spores. Oh god, how good are the storms gonna be? We do have a microbial shroud being thrown down. That's a little bit ambitious. Oh my god, the feedbacks are just too good. We had a missed yoink on an Archon. But in INFANSON, he's completely cut off from his base. Like the queens, the spores, the lurkers. He can't push into this, and he knows it, so he just rotates around, and he's gonna lose an entire base. Zealot Runby does get a hatchery, to be fair, but oh, look at all these spores and spines. We have a pseudo base trade going on, but Ryu is turning around. He wants to fight this army. Can he fight this army? Oh god, the lurkers come in. There's no detection. I just realized. What? How does he intend to push into lurkers? There's no oracle. There's no spore. I mean, he gets all these drones, to be fair, but like the lurkers. That's it. He just kills all the High Templar. There's only one left. Oh my god. INFANSON, please. He was doing well. He killed a base. He killed workers. Sure, he lost his own Nexus, but he kept this one alive. Like, it was winnable, kind of, if he had detection. But I think that's the nail in the coffin. Like, losing all those High Templar for free was so brutal. He only got 1 out. And there's just no way. He still doesn't have any detection. Does he not have a robo? He does have a robo. Lurkers are pretty good when nothing can shoot them. Not gonna lie. We go. Lurkers are on the prowl. They're coming. INFANSON, he's gonna try and rotate around and take out another base. Ugh, the Void Rays though, they all get picked up. I'm just waiting for the lurker play, mate. Not gonna lie. Oh god. This is what I mean. You can't push up this ramp. Ryu is maxed out. He's hunting down what little is left of the Protoss army. We have the yoinks. Feedbacks come in, but it's a little bit too late. Where are the lurkers? Yo, what happened to them? Okay, some of them died. I think they got they got move commanded into their deaths. There's only 2 left. 6 more on the way. It doesn't even matter, mate. Who needs corruptors? We had some corruptor upgrades on the way earlier, but yeah. Hydra, Lurker, Viper, and Infestor. That's all you need. Jesus Christ. And like this creep spread this is like the cherry on top, you know, like how isn't INFANSON meant to expand when he doesn't have detection? Finally he gets an observer out. His first observer comes out. And I just realized that I'm pretty sure this is the first observer of the game. Finally he can clear some creep, finally he can try and expand, but it's a little too late. Or carriers get sniped. The aggressive, the forward lurkers. Oh, nice feedbacks. Again, feedbacks and storms have been on point, but did the observer go down? No, okay, we still have 1 observer. We still have 1 observer with the army. Alright, here we go. Final fight of the game. How good are the storms? Storms are zoning out a lot of the Hydras, but they're not really connecting, and there's just not a lot else here. It looks like every single lurker is going to go down. There is still 1 on the ramp, though, and there's just not enough firepower here. There's the last storm. GG gets called, and Ryu takes game 1. Ugh. GG. Oh, cannons make so much damage against Hydras. They can. Cannons can. But GG, well played. Ryu takes game 1, but that was only game 1. You know, We still have plenty more. And what I will say is that there was a moment there where I was really concerned for Ryu's safety. Like, where in INFANSON, he was at 170 plus supply. He had, he had his storms, he had his sky toss, he was taking out hatcheries. He was looking really good. And then we realized they didn't have any detection. He was pushing into lurkers. And then he got out-positioned as well. Yeah. The Niduses and the Creep did more than Ryu could have dreamed of. And yeah, with that, we're now diving into game numero dos. In this best of 3 series, can INFANSON fight back? This is what I was worried about. I've seen these two face off quite a number of times in the last couple of months, and when the game does go on longer, when we end up in that late game scenario and the like maxed out army control, Ryu does typically come out on top there. As we see, like that's kind of his forte for the most part. So when I look at our Protoss player, I'm like, mate, you gotta try to end the game earlier or get yourself an early lead that you can take advantage of and snowball in the late game. We'll see if we can get there here in game number 2 of spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Hardwire LE. We have the CranKy Duckling himself representing this very stream and this very team. It is Ryu, the Peruvian Zerg. And spawning in the top right-hand corner of Hardwire LE, we have the Peruvian Protoss player representing Roots Gaming. Currently down in this series, but not out. It is INFANSON. Oh boy, meanwhile, exclamation mark Funada for sure is in the chat asking for a mod? Ay, ay, ay. Shaking my head for sure, shaking my head. I don't know if we can... I don't think anyone can trust you with mod powers, mate. I don't know about that one. I'll be honest. Maybe ARJ Skater. I would trust ARJ Skater a little bit more. Oh, God. Alright, as we get into this game, and so far, nothing too major. Maroon does force an unnatural natural base. This could lead to something like Glaveadeps later on. This kind of help with how much damage Glaveadeps can get done. And we've seen Glaveadeps do a lot, even in game 1. They just eviscerated mineral lines. There was a time in the mid game, or leading into the late game, where Adepts got what, like 22, 23 drone kills? It was insane. Absolutely insane. And I think that was the moment. That was the moment where INFANSON was really coming back into the game. Oh my god. Oh, can he get the drone? Up! 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 Ah! Okay, the micro is good enough. Ryu keeps the drone alive. Just barely. And here on Hardwire, we'll see what INFANSON opens up with, and this is what I want to see. I don't want to see a Stargate. I want to see a Twilight Council. I want to see some ground toss. I want to see some ground aggression here from our Protoss, because I just don't believe in the Sky Toss here against Ryu. I rarely see it work. It takes a player like, I don't know, not even Paco Mike, mate. Maybe Zion's, maybe. Speaking of, I just realized, yo, Zion's, where is he? Well, not a Zion's. He's usually here in Sentimiento Latino as well, but for the Protosses, he is not. So we have a Robo behind this as well, hidden behind the mineral line. Oh, but the Oracle? What? The Overlord is getting poised to dip in and scout though, and he will see the Robo, as well as the Twilight Council. Ay, ay, ay. And nothing shoots. Okay, I was about to say nothing shoots up. Here we go. The Stalker dips in, and the Stalker will eventually deal with this Overlord. Unfortunately, the Stalker was getting ready to deny the Overlord from the south. Little did he know that it was getting ready to dip in from the north. So, a beautiful scout by Ryu. He confirms everything that's going on here. And gets a good eye on the gateway count as well. So there's going to be 4 gates glaive adepts. Ryu, can you hold on? Can you defend? Roach Warren is about to finish up. We already have a handful of Lings as well to help chase down those shades. Ryu still has some time to drone up, but ideally you don't want to be going over 40 drones. He's got 41. That's enough. 41 drones is all you need. From here on out, nothing but army to help deal with what is coming your way. As here come the glaive adepts. Ooh, and what's important is that behind this, 2 more gateways were thrown down. So this isn't your typical 4-gate glaive adept. It is going to be 6 instead. So it's going to be a little bit more committed. And that also means that INFANSON has to deal that much more damage for this to pay for itself. Oh boys, we have another wave of adepts being warped in. Do we have a wall here? No, we do not have a wall set up at the natural. Just a little bit worrisome, to be honest. No, Ryu, he's droning up. Uh-oh. Maybe he miscalculated a little bit here. We have a couple of roaches, but mate, there's not enough roaches to deal with this. Again, Ryu was making drones. He went up to 46. Yeah, this could have been 6 more roaches. Meanwhile, the adepts are getting into the mirror line. A couple of drones are going down, but not too many. They do commit to the shade. The Lings are here to meet them, and again, the drones are able to be pulled off the mirror line in time. Oh god, but the adepts are still standing strong. That's what I'm worried about. They shade into the main. No, where's the pull? 10, 12, 13 drones. Oh my god. Damage is being done, and INFANSON isn't done yet. He wants more. Shades into the natural base. This time the roaches are ready and waiting though, and finally Ryu can clean up all of these adepts. But 14 drones is enough for INFANSON to be now ahead in the worker count. And Ryu can't leave. The adepts are still here. Meanwhile, back at home, INFANSON, he is transitioning. He is working on Immortals for that roach counterattack. And honestly, soon, depending on how INFANSON wants to approach this, he could go for a 3rd. I say could go for a 3rd just because, like, he could go into a 2-base roll in from here and warp in a couple of sentries for force fields. Like, there's no Ravagers. Force fields would be amazing in a push. And yeah, that's exactly what he just sent it at me. He doesn't even care. Who needs a 3rd? Here we go, another warping of adepts. That one stalker from earlier is showing up as well. And we'll see if this works. I mean, obviously there's a War Prism to help micro and keep the Immortals alive. But Ryu, he's just been making nothing but roaches. He did re-drone to stabilize and catch back up in the worker count. But now we have spines on the way. Like, Ryu, he's aware that the army is coming. Does he have enough though? 2 Immortals do pack a massive punch. Here we go, those Immortals are going to town. No, they commit to the shade. The Immortals are exposed. The War Prism abandons them. Oh, okay. Whew. Both Immortals do get picked up, and here we go. The shades do go into the natural base. 7 drones go down. Up. This time, Ryu, he's on top of his drone pulling. Keeps all of them alive. Yo, the spawning pool's actually getting pretty low. Decent transfuse. Spawning pool survives. Oh, the Immortals are coming back in. Oh, God. There may just be too much here. Again, Adepts aren't amazing against Roaches, but Immortals are, and now we have 3! Oh, Jesus Christ, the Roach Warden is going to go down. Roach speed will not finish. It will never finish. And now we can only see Lings here to reinforce, and Lings are not what you want against this. And with the death of all these roaches, I think this is going to be it. INFANSON, he deals with all the roaches. He's killing all the queens. The queens try and target down the War Prism, but it's not going to be enough. GG gets called, and INFANSON takes game 2. This is what I'm talking about. At the start of the series, I'm like, yo, you don't want to go late game against Ryu, but you do want to go for 2 base all-ins. Glaive Adepts, charge lots, like this is what Ryu can struggle against, and oh boy. And to be fair, things were lining up really well for INFANSON. Because of the natural at the 3rd base, like there wasn't much crease spread. The positioning of the Roach Warren meant that Ryu couldn't wall off at his natural either to deny shades. Very well executed by INFANSON. I think the other important thing is that those 2 additional gateways, they weren't scouted by Ryu. So he didn't recognize how committed and how all in the Protoss was. He was like, oh yeah, it's just regular 4-gate Glaive Adept. But it was anything but. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Blackburn LE in Game 3, the ace match of this best of 3 series. We have our Peruvian Zerg player representing the CranKy Ducklings and going for a 12 pool. Oh my god. This man is upset. He only went for 1G last game. It is Ryu. Uh-oh. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Blackburn, we have our Peruvian Protoss, who is going for a probe scout, and we'll see the 12 pool. It is INFANSON. Representing Root Gaming. Now this is scary, because he doesn't go into the main. He's patrolling here at the natural, he wants to be annoying and deny the natural. Finally he goes into the main base, and with this scout, he should see the spawning pool, he should see the timing, and now he knows it's a 12 pool. Oh boy. So the likelihood of these things doing damage is a little bit lessened. Obviously the rush distance by ground is really short, but there we go. INFANSON, he's starting to wall off. He should be chronoing out his Zealot as well. And he's going to have a full wall off to work with. What's important though is that, again, we do have our 6lings coming across the map. My question is, are we gonna see a gold? No, we do not. We see a regular natural base. Okay. I see you. And the lings are about to show up. I think there's a full wall off, right? Oh my god, that was so... Oh, they get in! What? No, for not on the Zealot, it was just barely not in position. The Zealot is gonna go down due to the reinforcements. The lings get in. They're gonna surround. We need to see the boys pulled, but it could be too late. If this pylon falls, that's game. The pylon barely survives. The probe pool was just barely fast enough. That was so close. That was almost it. And with that, INFANSON, he will survive and the game will go on. Oh god. That pylon was dangerously low. Dangerously low. Oh my, he's actually going back for it. Can he get it? He distracts the Zealots. He gets it. Mate. Oh my god. Warp Gate is going to be delayed here, as well as a pretty big supply block. Oh god. INFANSON stuck in the red. Throw down the pylon. Puppy, you can't wait for your Nexus. Alright, he's going across the map. Zealot and Stalker. There we go. Pylon is finally thrown down again. Oh boy, but these reinforcing lings and queens should be more than enough, and this is a great start for Ryu. Like, the 12 pool opening got more than it should have. Like, the wall should have been a wall, but somehow, someway, the link slipped through. Meanwhile, at least Marooned doing a great job of being annoying here, but I think annoying is the best that he can hope for. The links actually go across the map instead. The wall is not a wall. We only have a single probe here. Oh god, we'll see. Can he get the hatchery? Can he get the hatchery? The hatchery is getting incredibly low, but the links, they slip in across the map. Mate, they can get the pylon again. They can get the pylon. Oh, they wasted a couple of seconds there and the Adept is going to finish. Oh, but they're going to get the pylon anyway. It doesn't even matter. Is this it? Link's speed just finishes. Oh, God. Probes are going down. What is happening? More Lings are coming across the map. The wall is still not a wall. Okay, there we go. There we go. INFANSON, he's got a wall off finally. But this is a Cloud Fiesta. These Lings shouldn't be dealing this much damage. My God. I can see people. CranKy, oh no, in the chat. Not like this. Not like this. No, like, oh, the random stalker. It's gonna go down as well. INFANSON, you made it to the ace match. Not like this. Word Rays are moving out. What is even the opener at this point? Finally, we have a Twilight Council for potentially Glaive Adepts. I say potentially. We'll see if he goes for that or goes for Charge instead. I feel like Charge will make the most sense just because of the limited economy that INFANSON has. He's gonna have he has very limited gas. There we go. He pulls out of gas. It should be Charge. But even then, like it doesn't have like the power that it otherwise would have. How do you get back into this game? Could be Dark Shrine, maybe? More gates are being turned down. Oh God. Pylon has to be taken out. There it is. Charge is on the way. It's the only thing it could be, especially with the limited gases that we have. We'll see if INFANSON can pull this off. Like, he's down in workers. All that Ryu has to do is he has to make an army. Does he have a Roach Warren? He does have a Roach Warren. Doesn't have any upgrades, though, despite having an Evo Chamber. He has to be careful. If Ryu makes another wave of drones, he may just die. I'll be honest. Ryu needs an army. War Prism is about to finish up. Like, INFANSON, he's gonna go all in with this. Like, we have a bit of a gateway explosion here. Sure, he's setting himself up for a third base, but it's more for show than anything else. Thankfully for Ryu, he does have some roaches trickling out. There we go. I do think that he's done droning up here. 62 workers. And all the hopes and dreams of Protoss are here in this Warp Prism. Let's go, INFANSON. Can he do it? Oh boy. Maybe if like if half of Ryu's army comes in at once, it's just gonna be hard though. I don't see it working. The Zealots are coming in, but the Roaches are already in position. Queens are on the way. We already have Queens on the main. There's no way in. Here we go. Another wave of Zealots. This is it. Looking to push towards the third base. The Queens are waiting in the main, so they're not here to help deal with the Void Rays. Prismatic alignment is being dealt with, but the stutter stepping is looking pretty good here. The Roaches fall back to the third base. The Queens are powering on through to help out as well. We have another warp into Zealots, and maybe INFANSON can break the third, but oh god, there's no way. The Queens break through, and now with the Queens, the Void Rays don't stand a chance. The War Prism doesn't stand a chance. GG gets called, and Ryu takes the series 2-1. GG. Rough opening. The 12 pull did more than it should have. GG. And with that, congratulations. Congratulations to Ryu for moving on in this bracket, taking down INFANSON, and going up against a very formidable Protoss player. He now goes up against Shaq-D. It's been a hot minute since we've casted Shaq-D. Shaq-D is the best Protoss player in all of Brazil, but recently he's been casting. If you're wondering, Shaq-D does have the official Portuguese cast for World Team League, WTL. So Shakti has been casting a lot, hasn't been playing as much. So I don't know where Shakti is at the moment when it comes to his skill level.